Daniel, where would you say that you've made the most improvement from the off season through the beginning of camp?
Well, I mean, I think a lot of it is specific to this offense, to the scheme we're installing, and plays we're running. So I think every day you make progress with that kind of stuff as a group. Personally, you've got things you're working on, but I think collectively as a unit in the pass game and the run game, you're getting on the same page. So I'd say from a chemistry standpoint, from an overall understanding of the offense, of seeing things the same way, I think that's where we've made the most progress, and that's what we'll continue to focus on.
And how comfortable are you in your mind with this offense?
Yeah, I'm getting more comfortable every day, I think. We're still early in the process. We've got a lot of work to do. I think that's certainly my mindset. I think that's Coach Daboll's mindset and the whole group's mindset is we've got a lot of work to do, and we're eager to do it. So I'm comfortable and continuing to work to get more comfortable.
How excited are you to take this offense out for sort of a test drive in the preseason, and how much work do you think you need in those games? You don't have a long history of playing in the preseason. What's your feeling about what you want to get out of the next couple of weeks here?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for those opportunities. I think, like I've said, there's a lot we need to continue to work on and keep making progress on. So the preseason's an opportunity to do that in a game situation. Gives the opportunity to prepare for a game. Obviously, it's not the same level of game planning, but we'll prepare for that and go out and try to execute in a live situation. So I think that's a good opportunity for us, and I'm excited for it as well as our whole group is.
Art Stapleton.
Hey, Daniel, what's going on?
Not much. How you doing, Art?
Good. There's been a lot of talk from the receivers about, a lot more options on the routes that they're doing. And I think Dave's kind of put that a little bit to rest, the idea of it's not just freelancing at the end of routes, that there are things you guys are looking for the specific routes. For you, how much more does that, do you have to develop that rapport with the guys to know what you're seeing and making sure that you're seeing what they're seeing in terms of body language or what the defense is doing on specific routes in this offense?
Yeah, I think that's important. Like Dave said, it's certainly not a freelance, type of offense or mindset. There's certain options and certain things to look for, from their standpoint and from mine as well. So, I think that, gives receivers opportunity to get open and use their creativity, use their understanding of route running to do that, to get open. So, it takes some time. It takes, the reps on the field. It takes messing it up and correcting it, in the meetings and then doing it right. And it takes, getting different looks from the defense. So you have those opportunities to talk about it, to correct things and move on. But, I think, that's something we're continuing to work on through camp. And that's the passing game is it's about getting on the same page. It's about me understanding them understanding me, and making sure we're seeing things the same way.
Thanks, Dan.
Pat Leonard.
Daniel, why do you think David Sills is playing so well, and do you and he have a particularly strong chemistry? I know you spend a lot of time together in the offseason. Do you think that pays off in times like this?
Yeah, certainly. I think he's a tremendously hard worker. First and foremost, I think anyone in this building would tell you that and knows that very well. He works as hard as anyone, and he's put himself in a good position. He's put himself in a position to make a lot of plays, and he's done that. He's a smart player. He understands what the quarterback's looking for. He understands how to get open from a receiver standpoint. He's a technician when it comes to his routes, and so he's at a high level, at all those things, and it's shown up on the field with how well he's played. So, I think the guys in the building, the teammates, coaches, support staff, I don't think people are surprised by that, watching him, work day in and day out.
Thanks.
Ian O'Connor.
Daniel, you've obviously worked with a number of different coaches already in your career. Just curious if Brian Daboll's already in the process of, in your opinion, getting the best out of you, and if so, how is he going about doing that?
Well, I think going into year 4, I think I'm a more experienced player. I think I'm a better player than in years past. So I feel more comfortable from from that standpoint and what I'm seeing, diagnosing what I'm seeing, and making decisions. And as it relates to this offense and this scheme, I think it gives the quarterback a lot of options and allows for a quarterback to use what he knows and distribute the ball based on that. So I've enjoyed working in this offense so far, and like I said, we've got a lot of work to do, but it's been fun working with Coach Daboll and his staff and working in this offense.
We have time for 2 more. Tom Rock.
Daniel, your first start was the game when Saquon got hurt. Since then, I don't know that you played with him while he's been 100%. What have you seen this summer, and how exciting is it to play with a fairly healthy, fairly viable Saquon Barkley?
It's been fun to watch him work. He's a guy a lot like Sills, who comes in and works every day. Obviously training a lot together this off season, and how dedicated he is to making sure he's ready to roll come this time of year. So I haven't been surprised by how he's looked to start camp, and I'm excited to work with him. He brings a lot to our offense from obviously running the ball and using him in space to make plays. So he's an explosive player, a smart player, a guy who works really hard. So from a quarterback's perspective, that's always fun to work with.
Last one here for Daniel, Ryan Honey.
Hey, Daniel, thanks for taking my question. What can you say about Kadarius Toney's development, and what are some differences you see in him from last year to this year?
I think KT's done a great job, coming in and picking up on the offense, learning the scheme, playing different positions and bringing what he does well to the table. He's a dangerous guy with the ball in his hands, and we got to find ways to get him the ball. So, he's an extremely talented player and brings a special dimension to our offense.